What up, what up? This is Ray Grand, your host, and you're listening to The Ray Grand Show, where we talk about redefining a disability and overcoming. I've been paralyzed from 22 years from bacterial spinal meningitis. I know a few things. That's right. Thank you for listening, and let's get to it. Good day, people. This is Ray Grand, your host. Thank you for listening to The Ray Grand Show. I greatly appreciate all my new listeners and supporters that's been rocking with me all through this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful. Speaking about grateful, this is the 10 ways to be the best version of yourself. I believe we're on number 6. We have 4 more to go. Thank you for listening and rocking out with me, and thank you for your patience. I greatly appreciate all of you. And so we're going to talk about gratitude, and those who listen to my story, I greatly appreciate it. And we want to talk about gratitude today. And gratitude, the definition is, I always like to talk about defining what words mean. And gratitude means the quality of being thankful, readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. I'm a strong believer in gratitude, and I want you to listen briefly to my story as I narrate the process of me going to the hospital, my feelings, and what I focused on, and how I went through the process of being depressed and losing a lot. I believe August 31st, 1997, something died in me, and I believed what died needed to die, and I'm grateful for that death, because the birth of who I am today wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for that death on that day. And so thank you for listening to my story, and for those who are new to the show, listen, and I hope you learn and you can lean from my story and from the lesson and move forward into where God has you to go, and to show up grand in everything you do. Thank you for listening. And now let's get into it. My name is Ronald Louis Grandoit, also known as Ray Grand, born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, from 2 immigrant parents, Ina Lewis and Dolion Jean, who came from Haiti. I had a dream to go to the NBA like every child in the city. Every day I would practice. Allen Iverson would say, "Practice? Are we talking about practice?" Yes, I practiced because I knew if I worked hard one day, I would make it to the NBA and buy my mother a house that I promised her, to move to the big house on the hill that I dreamed about all the time. Until one day I felt ill on August 31st, 1997, and my parents rushed me to the hospital because I had a severe headache. And the doctors diagnosed me with bacterial spinal meningitis, and I knew it was very serious. And from there, with their humble opinion, one of the doctors looked me in my eyes and he told me, "You will never walk again a day in your life." And I looked him right back in his eyes with my opinion and my truth, and I told him that's his opinion, because as doctors, I understand they're practicing medicine, and I was practicing to go to the NBA. However, my reality, I was paralyzed from the waist down. And at the time, that was a tough pill to swallow, because my legs would not move. I couldn't go to the bathroom like I used to. I couldn't run up and down the stairs like I once did. I couldn't fight my brother. My legs did not respond to my mind. And to top it off, when I started high school, they called me names. The cripple boy. And in Haitian Creole, They would call me Coco Bay, which means cripple. So you can imagine how I felt. I felt like I didn't belong. I felt like I was lost. For somebody who got straight A's in elementary school and middle school, and then now I'm in special education classes and I'm being called a sped because they thought it would be fit to have me in special needs classes because they felt I was traumatized. And in essence, they were right to some degree. I was traumatized. My life went to one extreme to another, just like that. And because of that, I decided to fight. And I said to myself, I will fight until I win. And there was this song that I used to listen to that I held on to. And it went something like this. I'm a no-limit soldier. I thought I told you I'm a no-limit soldier. I thought I told you I'm a no-limit soldier. So in that moment, I said goodbye to yesterday. And I said hello to the present. Because a righteous man falls 7 times and he gets back up to 8th. Well, this is my time to get back up. And that's what I did. I got back up. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Instead of focus what I can't do, I focus on what I can do. I said hello to the present, and I will focus on today and not yesterday. My legs may be paralyzed, but my mind isn't. And ever since then, I'm thankful every day. And I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for my life. And I am extremely grateful for having life and having hope for the future. I hope you enjoyed my story. Now, what is the takeaways of my story? Well, takeaway number 1 is to focus on what you have versus what you don't have. When I became paralyzed, something was taken away from me. And when that was taken away from me, there was an emotion that burst out of me, which was rage. I was mad. I was angry. However, when I focused on what I have, I was able to face my mountain, which was the paralysis of being paralyzed. And usually, I don't know if you ever experienced not having something and then trying to figure out how to do something without having it. For example, having a license. Before I didn't have a car, so I would ask for a ride, and then when I didn't want to ask for a ride, I would take the bus, and if I didn't take the bus, I would take a train. And so the mind figures out ways to do things differently and creatively. So I want to encourage you that if you lost something, think about the things that you've gained and think about the appreciation and the gratitude and write that things down, which is the second point. I have a gratitude journal where I write, and my gratitude journal is daily on 5 things that I'm grateful for. And the more I do that, my mind and my heart becomes grateful. And when the heart is in a grateful state, there's contentment. And when there is contentment, a lot of beautiful things can happen. For me, I've been grateful to be married, grateful to have a beautiful wife, beautiful children. We live in a beautiful neighborhood with beautiful neighbors. It's a dream come true, coming from the inner city where there was violence, and we didn't have that level of peace growing up. We thought it was peace, but then when you level up and you realize, wow, there's more. And I strongly believe when you write things down, which I would encourage you, which is step 2, get a gratitude journal. Start writing the things that you're grateful for. You'll start to see things change, I believe. And I hope that would happen for you as well as it did for me. Thanks for listening. If you like something that you heard, please leave a review. Oh, one more thing.
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all.
Love y'all.